All right, today we're going to be working on that 73 chopper shovel head. I put the Mikuni on there. Stay tuned, I'll tell you what the heck happened. First of all, head over to my web store. I got some timing covers. Right now I got Sportster ones, and then within due time I'll have big twin versions, early big twins. But they're chain and iron cross ones for now. I think I'm ripping them for 12 bucks plus shipping. So go over, check it out, buy a t-shirt, sticker pack. It helps me, thank you, check it out. All right, so before, check out the previous videos. This thing's been ripping and running and riding. I didn't want to film too much, but I filmed the last couple videos haphazardly. I didn't really put much thought into them. I just knuckleheaded my way through the bike, and I was more worried about getting the thing to run right. The last video was me blowing it with the shifter. I had it in 4th gear for some reason. I don't know why the hell I was doing that. I think it's because I went one way, it worked, and then it was going into a neutral, which is probably not great, but it was going into in between 3rd and 4th. And then once I got out on the road, I figured out, oh, I'm going the wrong way. As you can tell, I'm learning. And before, I had this Chinese knockoff carburetor on there, which I've never had good luck with these. They've been kind of hard to tune, and they've been kind of a pain in the shorts. But you saw it, I got the bike to run with the carburetor, and it was running pretty freaking good, actually, with that on there. So what I was thinking was, oh, I'll put the carburetor it came with on, which, check this video out, was a Mikuni. And I talked about it in previous videos, but I didn't know how good the carburetor was, all that stuff, if it worked or whatever. From all my research, everyone loves their Mikuni. So I thought, oh, that's gonna be great. I'll put the Mikuni on there, go through the painstaking task of learning how to do anything on it. By the time I get it to run, it'll be awesome. Well, I spent the last couple days trying to get it on there. I got it on there. It was, I don't know, it went on there decently. I had to get some parts and whatever, and it still, I think, needs a screw, which should idle and kick over. The reason why I wanted to do that is because I don't have an early style manifold. I have a new style manifold, and that's what this Chinese one was on. It was all cockeyed on there, and I just have these big rubbers, and honestly, it didn't leak, so I was kind of surprised, but I knew it was eventually going to be a problem. So I figured, oh, I'll put the other one on there because it has the right manifold, it has the right parts. I could get a rebuild for reasonably cheap. Once I learn it, it'll be ripping and riding. It'll be a cool carburetor to have. It'll be different. So I slapped that thing on there. It leaked fuel all over the place. I battled it, and that's where I'm at now. I'm gonna put the other one back on there because at least I could ride the thing. And right now, I won't even leave the freaking driveway. I can't even get it to idle with the carb on there. I'll talk about it more in a minute. I'll take it outside and we'll fire it up before I tear it apart. So I reached out to the homies. I got a newer style manifold, so now I can just slap this one on there. That carb will link up to this, no problem. Actually, saying that, I haven't even freaking check to see if this is the right one. I'm pretty sure. You just want to make sure the throat inside is the same and the holes line up. My Mikuni one does not do that. I also need to clean the threads out. We're going to do all that right now. And we'll do that and put the other carb in the toilet over here, or send it to a buddy and have them look at it. I don't know. But let's get this bike outside, and I'll show you what it does. All right, here's the carb. Everyone's got a Super E, so I figured I'd be cool, be a little different. We put this TM40-6 on here. Right away, these holes were plugged, and I think the drain one too. And then this one on the back, which I'm still not sure what that is, but they're all air vents. So when I fired it up, it had the craziest idle. So I shut it down, and I started to shut it down, and it just did the same thing. I couldn't figure it out. And right away I put this on, and it was leaking fuel. when I turned the bike off, the overflow wasn't working. So I tried to adjust the float. It's very confusing. You have to have the carbonate angle and then adjust where the float goes when it first starts swinging or something. I don't know. I got it pretty close. It doesn't leak anymore, knock on wood. The other thing is, as I unplugged these vent lines and the idle was way better, I had to learn how to adjust the idle. So right now I got it almost all the way out. This is the idle. And yeah, it's almost unscrewed. And then the other thing is I'm missing the screw right here for the throttle. The adjustment for the throttle cable linkage and that. So these are both the idle to me, is what I'm assuming. And right behind here, it's like a CV is the air fuel, but it's fuel. And I think the other carburetors are air. So let's start this up and you'll see what's up. Hopefully it won't shoot flames everywhere. Okay. So over here, some primers. Smell fuel already. Turn this on. Shoots a lot of fuel in there. It's already shooting fuel out everywhere. So it's already shooting a bunch of fuel out of there. Honestly, I don't even want to fuck with it. It shoots a crazy flame and it doesn't stop. And then this being full of fuel, it's been getting kind of sketchy. Let's get rid of this thing. Carburetor off and the seals are off, so let's see what this looks like. Looks like it did before. I have a feeling, yeah, there's a lot of fuel on these. It's just getting doused with fuel. This is the new one. See if it even goes on there. Oh, it's gonna look perfect. Yeah, I'm stoked. Let me hit all this with some brake cleaner, get it really clean, and try to get these to seat up. So this is what I was shown to do on the internet. YouTube's just roll it over. I don't recommend it, but we're gonna try it because I don't really care at this point. But getting it in there with the seals is gonna be the fun part. Just got to do it slow. I don't think it's gonna actually work. Nope. So scratch that plan. Let's put them back. This is what I did before. I feel like I had leaks. There we go. All right, to me that looks good. Push it in there. Everything's tight. Looking all the way around. Everything's pretty uniform. You look inside, everything's straight. Nothing crazy. Now we got to try to get these over that without moving. And last time I did it, they moved the second I put these on. So I'm gonna put the camera down, then I'll show you when I'm done. All right, there we go. Just make sure they're nice and tight. Fucking Honda's going by. I don't like undoing them and then putting them over because then it puts a bend in them. But that's the way you gotta do it sometimes. I'm gonna button this up, throw that carburetor on there. You know how to do all that. And I think that's about it. All right, just like that. Carburetor's all set up. I don't know if it has intake leaks. I set it up as good as I can. The only way to test it is to run it. So let's fire it up and spray some shit around. Alright, so new report. That thing's got carburetor leaks. I kind of think it's those bands that go around there. I might try to put some other ones on there. I've got the long ones instead of the rubber ones. I might put the long ones over the rubber ones and see where that gets me. And then I need an insulator block too, going in between the manifold and the carb. I heard they help. It seems like there's a lot of leakage going on. But whatever, we'll fix it. I'm gonna take that off and try that other shit and see what happens.